Hi everybody, I'm back and I'm back to do a reading. So it's been a little while, a little over a week. I've been pretty busy with the pup, but I think today is a good day to do it. Today is the 16th, and in numerology that translates into 7, and 7 is the seeker of truth and knowledge. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to delve in and we're going to seek some truth. Which we do every time we come together. But, you know, we have a friend who has been awake and aware for a long time. And Eddie came home last night and said, you know, his fear is that he's being blackpilled. And I said, do you mean given up? You know, what do you mean blackpilled? And he said, yes, given up. He's been awake and aware for a long time. And he's growing tired of the narrative. And he's growing tired of the lack of action. And I agree. I think all of you probably agree as well. We want to see something happen. We're a little tired of the show. I'm sure that all of us have a story about a friend or many friends who have died of illnesses that we know that the cabal created. Our animals as well. I just lost Lavetta to a man-made illness. I'm sure we all have disappointments and trauma and tragedy that we can equate back to these people. And you know, many of us have been awake for a long time. Many of us are just waking up. Many of us have been awake for a couple of years because this pandemic really shook people into being awake. But people are growing tired and they're losing hope. And I just consider myself very fortunate because part of my waking up, well, my dad was like the OG of conspiracy theories. So I had the question everything upbringing. My family were all kind of a bunch of rebels. And I certainly have just always questioned everything. And I've never bent down to authority. In fact, I've always hated it, even as a small child. I mean, it drove my parents crazy because authority, what? Over me? Huh? No. So things like that, you know, I was fortunate that I was raised in an environment where my father questioned everything and didn't really trust systems. And it resonated with me. And then as I became more aware of things, I became aware of things on a spiritual path before I became aware of things necessarily on the 3D path. And I'm very, very grateful for that, because I may be one of those people who had lost their minds and gone batshit crazy and thought all was lost a long time ago if it wasn't for my spiritual path and how I was brought into knowing about things. And one of the very first things I learned about, before I learned about the really, really dark stuff, I knew enough dark stuff, but I mean, I'm talking the dark stuff that we talk about here. The substances that they take, the things that they do to our little ones, you know, Luciferian, you know, the Luciferian shit that we know about. Before I was brought into that type of dark awareness, I was enlightened on secret societies, including the secret societies on humanity's behalf. But as we're living in a day where this seems to be a race, this is really a race. We're really in those times where we're watching people. You know, one of my son's lifelong friends has been neurologically affected. And, you know, we've seen other things. My peer group seems to be just, you know, falling under that sudden adult death syndrome. You know what I'm talking about. So people are getting discouraged. Why isn't there more going on? Why publicly? Oil prices are way high. People don't know how they're going to heat their house this year. Like, people are making the choice between food. It's ridiculous. I was looking in the grocery store the other day, and just for shits and giggles, I looked at the price of stovetop stuffing, a box of stovetop stuffing, which is certainly not good for any of us, but that used to be the cheap eats that people would grab and put in their carts, so they had things that were, cheap. It was $5 a box. People aren't getting paid more. Oil is way up, gasoline is way up, food is way up. Our power source, they're asking for another price hike. Now, we all know that there are technologies available to humanity that could help people in many ways. And, people have been waiting for years to see that rolled out, and that hasn't happened. And there's always this talk of it being right around the corner, right? Right around the corner. And I understand that energy shifts. I get it. I work with energy. I understand that energy shifts. And that's all well and good. But, yeah, let's take a look at the white hats. People sent me the Superman, I don't know, what was it? A bunch of people sent me this thing where Mr. T was saying America needs a hero. And then I looked at that and I thought, oh, that looks like a gimmick, because I see so many ads, right? So I ignored it. I've been so busy. I was just like, oh, another gimmick. Oh, apparently it's the Trump cards, and people are saying they were full of calms, and but the people who are awake really get excited for this big announcement, and they were thinking it was going to be something far different than it was. And people don't really care that it was full of calms, because the people that are awake and aware already know all that, and so it doesn't, it just doesn't help or appeal to anybody. So I want to take a look at the white hats today, and I'm going to ask some hard questions, because I think we're all tired. Now, as I say that, I'm going to remind everybody that in my heart, I know my guides and my highest version of self, that which loves me and has humanities and my highest and greatest good for intentions, only and always, has been saying from the onset of this pandemic, in fact, before that, to step out of fear, to go within, to open our hearts, to open our consciousness, to tap in, and to create our best worlds here with our thoughts and our words and our actions, etc., etc., etc. And I am staying in that love vibration, and, the healing that we can do just with our intentions, it's all incredibly important. And I don't want any of you guys thinking that I have lost faith or lost hope. I'm not. I don't. But I want to know the truth about things. So I've lit a candle. I've lit many candles. I've got candles going. So we're all gathering here with grateful hearts. My sister gave me this. It's white for purification, cleansing. I have a candle lit in the background, and it is cleansing and clarity. I've got my crystals here, my intentions. We want to know what's the deal with the white hats, because we want to know when they're going to actually make a move so that everybody is made aware of what's going on. Because many people, and I know many people that aren't aware of any of this, and they would still, in spite of everything that they're seeing themselves, they believe the narratives, and they don't understand that they've been enslaved, and they would think that we were all crazy, okay? So at some point, things do need to be made aware to everybody. And I was just listening to, I don't listen to a lot of things, and I hate the mainstream media, okay, you guys? I hate it. but I need to know what's going on, what their narrative is, so that I can actually, in my healing work and what I do, work to transmute that. So I don't like to tune in. I don't tune into the news. I believe that's a very low vibration, and it's set up to keep us in fear and to keep us from being our divine magical selves. It's one of the ways they manipulate you and brainwash us, and so I don't like to tune in, but I have found Michael Jacko, and he tunes in and he checks out everything that they're saying in the mainstream, and then he reports it back to us, right? And I was just listening to him, and I thought, yes, Jacko, because this is a conversation that we have at my house and within my family all the time. At what point do we say these white hats are dropping the ball and creating more damage for humanity than good? And then that doesn't really make them a white hat, does it? And I agree with Jacko. So I think you should all go over and check him out and listen to what he has to say. And then, of course, discern for yourself how you feel about it. But yes, I think it's time. People are suffering, and there's technology out there that we know. We know they have. We know the white hats have it. We know the dark hats have it. When are they going to let humanity have it? So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see, have the white hats become egotistical? And are they serving themselves more so than they are serving all of us? Let's just take a peek. Why not? Right? Why not? Let's take a look. Well, what I'm getting is the white hats have some things under the surface that they, okay. This is going to be very interesting for all of us. All right. This is interesting. All right, you guys. So the first card up, as you know, represents the white hats, the question. And they're coming up as the King of Cups. So some of these white hats have some things under the surface that they may not want all of us to see or know about. So they may be making their decisions sometimes based upon their own reputations and what they think is best for them. Okay? That's the ego mind. That's not your heart, and that's not your essence. Okay? But right above that, we do have the Hanged Man. So even while they are sometimes slipping up and maybe not making the best of decisions based on things that are under the surface, they are a very enlightened group. Sorry, you guys. They're a very enlightened group. They're enlightened. Now, we know that. We already know that. We know that the white hats are enlightened. But the question was, have they slipped into being egotistical and not always making decisions based on what is really truly best for, humanity as a whole, but sometimes making decisions based on what might serve them more? And with this card, that says that could be a big possibility. But I want you to know something, okay? Because this is a group of people. And I believe we're all white hats too. So we all really need to manifest. We need to send that healing intention out, lift this earth's vibration, our vibration, heal ourselves, get involved, speak our truths, get involved, speak, speak, speak. We put it out there. It's a vibration, right? But across from the King of Cups, we do have the Empress. So even though sometimes they're not always making the best of choices as to what we would like to see, they are a very healing group. And the intention really is massive healing, massive healing. And above that, they have this leading with the highest and greatest good for humanity and humanity's intention. The highest and greatest good for all. Because the King of Wands literally, he is just so noble. He leads with the highest and greatest good of all. Always. Okay? And the Empress, she is the divine feminine healer. The earth loves her. Children love her. Animals love her. She is very sovereign. She is very abundant. And she's the divine feminine healer. So these are energies that are surrounding our white hats, our alliance. Okay? So very healing, leading with the highest and greatest good for all is the major intention, all right? Sometimes they screw up. Sometimes they do make bad choices. On the other hand, they are human. So we can cut a little slack there. They are an incredibly enlightened group. You know, so I would say these guys really are trying to do their best, but they are human. They have egos. And sometimes their choices aren't really always the best of choices. All right. Okay. So then what's driving this entire reading is the divine masculine. The divine masculine, the emperor, remember? These guys are like twin flames. She's the divine feminine healer. He's the divine masculine healer. So we've got both of these cards in this layout, which means this is really an enlightened group that has a lot of healing intentions, the best of intentions for all. But I want you to know, they've been beat up a little bit in this. They have been beaten up. They've taken some hard hits. They've had their asses handed to them sometimes. Look at this. He's beat up. But this is a 9, and it's almost towards the end of a cycle. Above that, we have the Queen of Cups, and she is focusing. She is focusing on this cup, and she's thinking, and what she's feeling and what she's thinking, she's working on manifesting into being emotionally. So yeah, they do screw up. And sometimes they make choices that aren't the greatest. So I think we, the people, really do need to shout it out. We're ready for change. We're ready. We just can't sit and watch people suffer anymore. So, you know, speaking our voices, educating people, getting involved in movements with good intentions. I encourage all of you, you know, start a YouTube channel or start talking on TikTok. You know, these platforms, they're run by ungreat people, as we know. But why not use those platforms against them? Why not use those platforms against them by us getting our voices out? And that's how I look at it. I know that this platform isn't noble, but I use it just like I use Facebook to get my voice heard and to do something positive to help sort of transform the ugliness. If that makes sense to all of you. And I'm using my snowman cup today instead of my Mr. T cup because tis the season, right? Tis the season. So what I want to know now, I'm going to go off of these guys, the King of Cups, and what I want to know is, when are they going to start releasing real news and technology? So let's take a look at the technology first, because humanity needs it. It shouldn't just be for a group or two groups of people, should it? I don't think so either. And I know people, you know, I just lost a very dear friend of mine, and she could have really used that technology. So, and I lost my baby, and she could have really used that technology. So let's see. When are they actually going to start giving us the technology that is made available, but just not available to us? Okay. Still a lot of dark manipulation around that. But with the Ace of Swords, they want to bring it soon. but there's a lot of darkness around that. So I would say there's probably technology that may even look as though it's got humanity's greatest and highest good for intentions, but it's not. And we know that that's got to be true. They do experiments all the time, right? So some of this has to be wheedled out, and really has to kind of prove itself. But they want to bring it out as soon as possible. And with that sword, that is fast moving. That's thoughts, words, that's driven by air. So that's fast moving. That doesn't even have to be a full year away. That could be sooner than we might even think. We need them to get their fingers out of their butts and do some movement. So I'm going to cut the cards again 3 more times, and I'm going to ask for more of a story around when. They want to bring it out fast. We got the Page of Swords. We got the work going into it. And we've got the Knight of Cups. So there's still stuff under the surface. They think they're being noble, but they're kind of allowing the slowdown of things. Water, cups, that can make things sluggish. Think about it. Water creates mud. Mud slows you down. You get stuck in the mud, right? So, yeah. There's a lot of talk about it. There's talk and chatter about bringing it out as fast as they possibly can. They have done almost all of the work to get things ready. I mean, how much more do they got to get ready? Just let people have it. Seriously. Just let people have this technology. People are dying. People are dying from cancer. People are dying from Lyme disease and the other forms of illnesses that come on with Lyme. People are dying every day from things that are man-made. So I'm saying they need to bring it, and I think all of us need to just really focus our thoughts and intentions on making the white hats feel like there's a fire under their butt by, sending them energy saying, do it. Do it, do it, do it. I agree with Jacko. I've agreed with Jacko for a long time. There was a woman, I think a year or 2 ago, that wrote a letter to the White Hats calling them out on this BS, saying, get with it and get with it now, because eventually the people will start looking at you as though you're part of the problem. And that was a year or 2 ago. So let's all do our part by, kind of projecting that energy into moving forward, making them move forward, and doing what's right for humanity a little faster than they had been. I know what they're doing is difficult. They're up against a lot of stuff. But just imagine if this winter you didn't have to pay a light bill or worry about your heating bill. That's life-changing. That in itself is life-changing, right? So, yeah, there's some mud. They're creating some mud. So they're stuck in some things. But they do want to bring it out. There is some dark technology that they want to make sure doesn't get out there. They are wanting to bring it out fast and furious when it comes. They've done a good part of the work. There's a lot of talk and chatter about when to do it. And I think the talk and chatter about when to do it is what's creating the mud. Do it now. Do what's right. Do it now. Right? Okay, so that's the technology. Now, I know they've been through battle after battle after battle, right? But at what point is some of the real truths going to start hitting the masses? Because the truth is, I think everybody that's going to wake up organically the way that we've been waking up over the years is probably woken up. And now the people that are sort of oblivious to everything going on are people that probably need that extra boost by seeing the truth come out. So I know that they're feeling beaten up, but you know what? We, the people, are feeling beaten up, right? So let's ask when we're going to start seeing some real truths for everybody to see. And not stuff that they can just blow off, but like real truths, you know? Real truths on their mainstream medias, those medias that they have been taught that they can trust, and those medias that they do trust because that's been so ingrained in them. So let's take a look at the beaten up card, because we're all feeling beaten up too. So let's see what's going on. When is real news going to be coming out in a mass flow? So this is a 9, and this is like a wishing. You're sitting there wishing. 9. Near. They understand that they need to start balancing the scales. They do understand that. About ready to pick up their sticks and call it a day with this fake media, okay? They're fretting about it a little bit, not sure, you know, but when you get this fretting card, just like with us, if they're fretting, a lot of it is imagined. So they just need to jump on and do it. Do it. So this kind of irritates me coming up in this. So basically, come on, Luke. He's crying. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. He was sleeping. And my little guy was sleeping. He might even come so you can see him in the camera. Hey, Luke. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. So, yeah, this kind of irritates me because, you know, we get this a lot. And this card says that they want to create this fair, abundant place. We understand that. So they want a fairness. They want the truth to come out. They're fretting about it a little bit. So again, there's that mind body. There's that ego that's keeping them stuck from actually moving forward with this. See, these people are human too. They're human too. They have all the same flaws that we do. All right, so apparently there's been some disappointments. They've brought out some truths. They haven't been well received. And so they've been disappointed. And that's probably what's keeping them sort of in fret mode and, you know, having them sit back saying, when do we do the right, when do we do the right thing? Let me tell you something. When you're only putting out 1 or 2 truths, don't you guys all agree with us? 1 or 2 truths here or there for the people that are receiving a bunch of lies. Those truths they're not gonna be significant. So let's all of us use our voices and saying today that, listen, it's time for the truth to start rolling out. You know, we don't care that you've put out some truths and you were disappointed with how it was received. Put out more truths and more truths and more truths. It's time. It's time, because we're tired. We're tired. So we're seeing basically that these people are human too. There's room for flaws and errors, and you know, that's why we don't put anybody up on a pedestal, right? Don't put anybody on a pedestal, because we're all human and there's room for all of us to screw up, make mistakes, make poor choices. But listen, we just got some insight into where we can focus our thoughts and our minds and our hearts, and where we can focus our healing. And we can start focusing that towards the white hats to do what's right and do it fast. Not just keep projecting the world that we want to see, but let's project the people that are kind of in control of all of this, which is so frustrating. It's frustrating that other people have control over our lives. So let's start projecting that the people that are still playing these games and have the control, that they just start moving forward and not worrying about how the truths are going to be received, but put the truths out there and get the technology out there that can start helping people, and that free energy and all of those things that we're looking to have again, because we did have it once and it was taken away from us. Right? So let's all start projecting together. and feel that love vibration. Send that love to the Alliance. Send the love into the earth. If you can't send it to the bad guys yet because you're just not there, send it into the earth. See that love coming and just expanding through the earth, coming out of the earth and going out into the ethers for everyone. Let's really raise the vibration. Let's raise the consciousness. Let's push this into being. And until next time, guys, many, many blessings, much love. I want to thank all of you for all of the love and all of the support and all of the kind words that I received having lost my baby, Lavetta. I cannot tell you how much that means to me, how much that meant to me, and how moved, not only myself, but my family was very moved by all of your generosity and your kindness and your love. I was so humbled by all of that. Truly, truly moved. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And, know that I truly am sending love to all of you and wishing you the best, the best, the best, the best, always, always. All right, you guys, many, many blessings, much, much love. Until next time, take care. Okay, bye.